explores various pathways through which you can connect with the infinite wisdom of the universe and apply it to personal, professional, and spiritual growth. This program, featuring accomplished practitioners, educators, and authors, is provided by Infinity Foundation, an innovative center for holistic studies and research. We invite you to share this journey with us.
Hello, welcome to Inner Quest. My name is Jay Stone, and our guest today is Lana Pritzker. Welcome, Lana.
Thank you.
Lana is a certified life coach and wellness consultant and has been practicing in the USA, leading community programs and transformational seminars since 1990. Lana holds a master's degree in education from the University of Illinois. Lana, we also have Bonnie, one of our crack camera operators here today you're going to do a demonstration with. But before we do that, can you explain how you use your bachelor's and master's degrees in education for wellness and life coaching?
As far as I can remember myself, I was a teacher. In school, I was helping with little kids. As soon as I graduated, I was a leader for the teenagers, and then I became a teacher. And I think it's a natural part of me. And everything that I do is about teaching others, empowering others how to help themselves. Even though I'm belonging to a healers organization and healing does happen with the work that I do, I really consider myself being a teacher because the most important part of my work is to teach a person that everyone is a healer for themselves.
Well, I think of this as saying life learning or life lessons, lifelong learning or life lessons, that sometimes by learning life lessons or learning from experience that enables one to heal. There's also a saying, give a man a fish, feed him once, teach him how to fish, feed her for a lifetime. And so am I correct in assuming that when you work with clients, you're more interested in teaching your clients to fish than giving them a fish?
Absolutely. And the more I work with people, the more I am inclined to look for clients who are ready for transformational leap, because people who are ready to take care of their own stuff, people who are ready to be responsible. Responsibility is response with ability, and I'm enabling them to look at the things that maybe are not serving them, but also giving them the tools that can really increase their ability to respond to the current situation in their life and make something better.
And what are some of the tools that you instruct your clients with?
I work with my primary modalities, and the things that I love the most are human software engineering and inner human design. These two fields are very connected to each other because they're looking at the person from the inner environment and also helping this person to release the outer environment that got into their inner environment.
All right. Why don't you define what human software engineering is for our audience?
Okay. Human software engineering is a very new field. It's been pioneered in America for, I think, more than 10 years now. But it's been in Europe for 30 years in the form of biofeedback and bioresonance. Human software engineering works with the energetic field of the person. And it looks into the conditioning, the deepest conditioning that we hold from the early childhood. And this conditioning really very often becomes the barrier to do something in our life that we desire. Conditioning comes in all kinds of forms. For example, if you touch something hot, you know it's hot. It's a conditioning.
Well, isn't this more of like a behavioralist approach? Because, I think of B.F. Skinner, the behaviorist, who had operant conditioning, or Ivan Pavlov, Russian physiologist, who actually came up with the concept of conditioning.
Absolutely. It's all about behaviors, but what has been done up until now usually works on a conscious level. We teach people how to look into different patterns of their behaviors and release those patterns. But what human software engineering does, it looks into the patterns of energy and information that are in our bodies from the time of conception, from the time of our life in mother's body, from the time that we are born. And it's pre-verbal conditioning that very often cannot be accessed on a conscious level.
Yeah, pre-verbal conditioning, you're talking like before, like an infant speaks a language or thinks in a language. And I think of, that even before children are born, if you look at psychiatrist Stanislav Gross's work, that human development actually, he has 4 stages of human development that actually occur inside the womb.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. At the time of conception, the state of the mother usually imprints on the energetic field of the child. Mm-hmm. And this conditioning is practically impossible to access from the conscious standpoint.
All right, so let's suppose like a mother is depressed, or someone dies in the family, or there's some type of emotional trauma, physical trauma that gets passed on to the child, especially if the child is in vitro. And then afterwards, because of the close proximity of the child to the mother, the bonding in early infancy, any problems with the mother are naturally absorbed by the child.
Absolutely. And very often, parents are separated from children for a short amount of time or longer amount of time, or even if mother is busy with something, immediately for the child, it feels like something is missing. Part of me is missing. Where is this part of me that is taking care of my survival? And that at that time, very many of us create this conditioning that I'm not whole and complete. Something of me is missing. And then the whole life we're looking for that missing part. Some of the people are finding it in husbands and wives and clinging to these people to the point of no return. Some people complete themselves with cars and clothes and money and career.
Or
and
alcohol or drugs or food or sex.
Right. And then eventually that whole is never completed because it's illusionary to begin with.
Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what distinguishes human software engineering from other, let's say, cognitive psychology or cognitive behavioral therapy. Can you elaborate on more?
The biggest difference, I would say, that there is a cognition going on in the process of coaching session or in a seminar, but a lot of the conditioning that is pre-verbal or conception time conditioning or wound time conditioning gets accessed on a level where your cognition is really not involved. Mm-hmm. So there are certain patterns, big dynamics that are very common for everyone, and those dynamics could be accessed with the technology that is part of the human software engineering. And the same way that computers have viruses, and you can know about the virus, and you can look at the virus, but unless you run a powerful program, you are not going to be able to clean this virus.
Well, you need a virus detection.
Antivirus, first of all, but then antivirus program to really release the virus from your computer. The same way this human software engineering has a device that works like antivirus.
Well, you did bring a device today with you. Is that the device you're talking about?
Yes, it's called WaveMaker.
Okay, well, we're going to get into it in about 10 minutes or so. And then you mentioned the new modalities. There are some new modalities. Besides the WaveMaker machine, is there any other modalities?
One of the things I also work with called human inner design. Human design is the system in which we can look at the human energetic self and understand who we are as a student of life and who we are not. And I actually have a little chart for you to look at.
Let me hold it up for our cameraman over here. Am I holding up the right?
Yeah, either way is good.
Okay.
So human software engineering uses, very often we use this modality to identify what are the energy that is consistent in the body and what exactly are your behavior patterns that will be consistent for you, what you can trust in your body.